Hi guys, welcome to 5th grade. It is a huge learning year. School starts at 7:40 and ends at 2:55. You should all know that by now. And so our schedule is on the 5th grade website. So if you have not been to the Purple Sage website and then the directory 5th grade, it is located there. So if you need it, it's there. We should also have it posted outside our doors. Dismissal, we dismiss from recess every afternoon at 2:55, so I'm hearing from other parents that their child is not getting recess. We do have recess. It is at the end of our day. They come from specials and go straight to recess. So sometimes it takes them a little bit to clean up and pack up, but they are there. We do get recess at the end of the day. So, and then we dismiss from outside. So for parents that are in the car rider line, just know that we are the last one to dismiss. So if it takes a while for your child to get to you in the car rider line, that's why. Because we dismiss from the back of the school up to the front of the school. So it may take a little bit to get your car rider child. Transportation changes. If you need to change the way your child gets home from school, please call the front office. Again, we dismiss from recess at 2:55, so we're outside, so it's hard for them to get us the transportation changes. So call as soon as you can when you know you need a different way for your child to get home. If we don't get that notification, we can't change the way your child goes home that day. So that's kind of important. Academics, besides the curriculum part of our job, is to ensure that each child is ready to succeed in middle school. Middle school is a different beast all in its own. They will change classes next year. They'll have 8 teachers that they have to keep up with. So part of our job is to teach your child how to advocate for themselves. So they need to know if they're having an issue, or they didn't, not really an issue, but if they didn't turn in their homework. I would like to hear that from your child. We would like to hear that from your child, not you emailing us going, hey, they're missing this. Well, yes, they are. But next year when they have 8 teachers, they're going to have to learn to turn in their work on time and convey that with the teachers. Talk to them. So we only have 1 this year. So we know your child, and we've talked to them, I promise you, we have talked to them in the day, whether they're missing work or it's late or it's incomplete. We need to have it back. We've had those conversations with them. And we would like to have them come back to us when you say, hey, on home access, why are you still missing this?
Same thing with absences, when they're absent.
I don't know. What?
When they're absent, they're responsible for getting the work that they
Right, when they're absent, they should come to us, yeah. So we want them to, if there's other issues in the classroom going on, somebody's bullying them, whatever, absolutely, those are things we need to hear from you. But the little day-to-day stuff, we need them to have that confidence in themselves to come to us so that they can start working on those problem-solving skills now, so that when they get to middle school, they have 9 classes, lots of other new friends, they know how to advocate for themselves. So it's kind of a huge thing. Communication is key. You can email us or call us with any questions or concerns. Email is best. We try to answer all emails within 24 hours. So if you don't hear from us, if you don't hear from me, please email me again. We may not answer the phone call during instructional hours. If there's an emergency, please call the office. If there's an emergency that needs to be taken care of, call the office, and they will definitely get that message to us, or take care of whatever needs to take care of. Fall conferences, if you haven't heard, they're October 14th. Be looking for online signups. I think mine's going out tomorrow. Okay. Math. Math is a beast this year. 60% of our math is brand new to 5th grade to these students, and it's a huge growth year. Do I have time?
And they found that nobody was born with special brain, but they engaged in a very particular kind of practice. And the researchers described it like this. They said that the people who achieved the most were those who were always pushing at the edge of their understanding, making mistakes, correcting them, making more mistakes. They weren't getting work correct all the time, they were always struggling. They set high targets for themselves, and if they became stuck, they tried a different approach so that they could keep going. Researchers also found that there really are no limits to what people can do. When people don't go on to high achievement, it's usually because they give up, not because they've hit actual roadblocks that they can't get past. So always remember that when you're struggling, even if that can feel really hard, that's the very best time for your brain. And keep going. Never give up in maths. Always remember you can learn anything.
So our message this year, how do we get out of here? Oh yeah, I got it. I'm there. Is that it? Oh, good. Okay. So our message this year is for math is to let them struggle. It's going to be very frustrating, but let them struggle. Let them come to us. We're not asking you to teach their math this year, and I know you're going to have some shortcuts for them and stuff, and that's fine once they learn how to do it. So we're going to teach them all kinds of strategies to solve their math. So ask them, have you tried it another way? Before you step in to rescue them, ask them, how many other ways have you tried this? Oh, I've tried it 3 ways and I've gotten 3 answers. Okay, well then maybe look at it and go, okay, maybe you need to look at this part right here. But don't tell them the answer. Let them struggle with it. We will go over everything in math again and again and again. So let them struggle. They need to let those brains grow. And as much as it's so hard to watch those kiddos struggle, but they need that struggle. Part of that struggling is that Countdown to Star packet. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's the spiral bound with the blue notebook on it. They do not know that math yet. That is a spiral review of our whole 5th grade year. We haven't taught our whole 5th grade year yet. So I've told our kids it's okay to write IDK on there. They know what that means. I don't know. They don't know it yet, so let them write IDK on it. We're not asking you to teach them math, we're asking you to let them struggle. Just let them read through it. And then as the year goes on, when we do cover those concepts, we will actually say, you need to do number 1, you can do number 5, you can do number 7. And those are the ones that we'll be looking for to have those done and see if they're corrected. And you'll see that there's bubble pages on the very front. There's little bubbles to bubble in. Those are the ones we bubble in that are correct. So when we grade it, those are correct. So the whole thing you're going to notice as the year goes on, more and more of those bubbles are going to get bubbled in. And that's what we want to see. And every year, at the end of the year, I ask my 5th grade students what helped them get ready for the Math STAR test. And they always told me Countdown to Star. And that was the biggest tears at the beginning of the year. So it always shocked me that when it came to the end, they're like, oh no, it was Countdown to Star. That was the greatest thing. But every year at the beginning, I have parents emailing me going, why are you doing this? They're crying. I can't believe, but it's okay. Again, embrace the struggle. They're just reading through it. They're just getting used to seeing those problems and how they're going to be possibly asked on the test. So let them struggle with it. Let them own it, okay? It's not part of their grade, even though it's going to be on their grade book. That grade is not averaged in. You're going to see whether they've done it, whether they've done half of it, or we didn't see it on Thursday morning. Does that make sense? But it is not averaged in. There's going to be 100, a 50, or a 0, but it does not affect their overall average. Everybody hear me? Does not affect. I have so many people, but it's there. I'm like, it doesn't affect their average. It's just there. So just so that you can see that they're doing their homework or not is basically what that is. It's just an accountability thing. Grades, we have divided the grades into 2 different categories. We felt like daily work is something that we work hard on every day, and that daily work will count for 70% of their grade. And a test or a project is only going to count for 30%. That snapshot of a test, we felt like did not need to weigh more than how much work they put into their daily work. So the grades, the test and assessments, projects are only worth 30%, and their daily grades are worth 70%. Okay, home access. Please, 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 please log into home access. The other big please, 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 please is share your login with your child. Okay, but they cannot change your password, but when they come to me going, I'm done, I can go, hey, go check home access and tell me see if you're missing anything. See if anything needs to be corrected that's below a 70. Is anything incomplete? What are you missing? What do you need to turn in? This starts getting them ready for middle school so that when they do have those 9 classes, you can say when you get home, hey, you need to go look on the grade book and see what you're missing. Because they have 6 weeks where we have 9 weeks to get grades turned in. So in middle school, it's 6 weeks, we have 9 weeks. We have a little bit more time. But they need to be able to own that, let them own that piece of their work. Now it gets them ready for middle school and high school and college. If they can go now into the grade book and go, yikes, I gotta get that fixed before my mom sees that. Okay, it's a huge, huge thing to letting them own that part of their grade, okay? So get on to home access. It is located on the Purple Sage website up at the top, and you'll see it up there. Corrections. Per district policy, any grade less than a 70%, students have the option to correct their work and resubmit it to have that grade all fixed, raised, whatever you want to call it, up to a 70, sometimes past 70. So, at this time, all we have for homework is that math book. If they do not complete work in class, that will go home for homework. But the only thing we have for technically homework is that math, and it's not graded. Now, if they, like I said, if they don't finish something in class, that will go home to be completed for homework. Snacks. Healthy snacks are encouraged. No candy or finger messy foods because in my class they could eat whenever they want to. I don't have a set snack time because we all get hungry at different times and I eat all day long in class. So my kids are allowed to eat all day long in class if they have food, okay? Water only, please, and a water bottle, and so that they can take the lid on and off would be great. Any questions about that?
Yeah, for
Yes.
example, what happens when the child has something to finish at home and he forget to take the folder to the house? What happens the next day?
You can take it home the next day.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, technology students, all students in Round Rock ISD have a Gmail account, every one of them. It is their 6-digit login, so they know how to get on. So every one of our students in 5th grade knows how to log in until they get home. And then they're like, how do I do this at home? Well, when they have to log into Google at home. And the login for Google is going to be their email address. So it's S in their 6-digit code, and this is the long part, student.roundrockisd.org. And then it's their district generated password, okay? So that is a big one, but they can get to Google Classroom once they get logged in, they can get to their email once they get logged in, and so that's a huge one. So Google Classroom is the big one for them to get to, but they can't get to Google Classroom unless they log into Chrome. So if you have problems with that, holler at us, we can help you out through that. Field trips. 5th grade has a huge end of the year field trip. It is at Reunion Ranch, and it's on the books for May 14th this year. It is a fun end of the year trip for them. There is paddle boats and zip lines and what else? Obstacle course and volleyball and basketball, soccer, putt golf, obstacle course, a maze. And it's huge. It's just, they go outside and play all day long with their friends. And so we encourage parents to come, have a great time. We're gonna go to the LBJ Library this year. I'm still working on when we're going, but if you would like to volunteer, you do need to fill out the volunteer form at Round Rock ISD. And know that it takes about 36 hours to get that form approved to be a volunteer at Round Rock ISD. So just know that there is a 36-hour, I think, turnaround for that. So do it now, that way you're done for the year. Oh, that's it. Yay, I made it. Any questions?